how do you actually even do experimentation? When you think about the anatomy of experimentation, first of all, we come up with a product idea. That's one thing. But after that, you have to think about experiment design. You have to think of how long you want to run the experiment. What is the trigger point you're talking about? What is your targeting population? Are there any interfering experiment running at the same time? Because time split experiment itself can be very flaky. You cannot run like two things at the same time. They actually interact with each other. And then after that, you have to write your design spec doc. And after that, you actually have to set up the configuration, like what is the percentage of population you want to put in? How do we actually figure out what is the safe launching mechanism? Is there any monitoring like Grafana or Datadog? And after that, you actually have to think about experimentation platform, like experiment data, like the result itself. Like I heard like this statistic is that like 15% of the experiment actually turn out to be successful. The other 85%, even though like how much thought we put into the product development itself. And then with that, like what do we do with these 85? Like, are we just gonna toss them in the trash? We actually have to figure out like why our hypothesis doesn't turn out to be the way it is. We actually have to think about, okay, what is the user experience look like? What is the funnel data? Can we look at like every single stream metric? Is there any data quality issue? Is there any logging issue? Is there any analysis in setting up the experiment? Is there any performance issue? So all of that together folded naturally into experimentation platform when you have a person, like a team itself, sitting day in, day out to actually do this kind of consult. You work with your product team as a partner. You work with other data scientists in other domain as a partner to brainstorm the product idea together, to brainstorm the experiment design together, to help them debug like what is going on in their experiment. And then even come up with like creative solution to actually do some kind of very specific measure. I see it like day in and day out, and I believe that like every single great company in the Silicon Valley or SF Bay Area have this kind of culture thanks to experimentation platform.